Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner. Sitting before you, you see the new version of a Kraz Chibors. It's called a Chibors New State. And I can have this mod and still keep the old Kraz Chibors because they're two completely different mods, although they look the same. So I've got the big fat tires on here. They're 67-inch. I'm running the log carrier front with a log pole for long logs, and behind the cab I've got what they call a cab protector, but basically it has some repair points. It looks like a couple of winches and it has some repair points. Other than that, it's pretty much the old Kraz Chibors, you know. So we're picking up long logs for this whole job, stocking up. We're running 2 long logs to the mountain warehouse, 2 long logs to the other warehouse, and only 1 to the west camp. Okay, so 5 trips back and forth. So let's get started on the first one. Oh yeah, it's rear steer. And there's a graphical error with the log pole trailer hooking up to the truck. And these wheels, I mean the truck's big anyways, but then these wheels make it really big. You can see we couldn't get through the gate without hitting the K-rail. And the curves in this road are pretty tight as well. Well, you can change the color on this version of the Kraz Chibors. It's not called the mod name for this is Chibors New State. If you want to look it up, it's called Chibors New State. It does have the capability of mounting the wheels that it used to have. I mean, the wheels that I run on my other Kraz Chibors, my original Kraz Chibors, you can put those wheels on this one. And if these don't work out, I will be going back to those. Should it need more repair points than it carries, I have another one set up in the garage with a maintainer on it that has lots of points. Looks funny with such big wheels on it. Such fat wheels. There's long logs. The first of many. Looks like it sits pretty good, the trailer to the truck. Looks like the trailer's actually a little higher. But anyways, let's bug out of here. Yeah, it'll roll right over junk like that. Wonder if a new truck works with the Trees Dawn mod. Nope, doesn't matter new truck or old truck, I guess. Now we can go out to the tracks and run up the tracks to where it intersects with the road and get to turn left and we'll get up to the warehouse. Will it let us go through the tunnel? I know where I need to be is on the other side of this tunnel, but I don't think no, there's cross arms there. Nope, it's not going to let us run through the tunnel. We'll have to go around. That bites. Let me see if there's another option. So this is where we are, and that's where we need to be, right there. And no, I don't see any other option. We're gonna have to go back and run around and then get on here. Or just go up to here. That'd probably be the best bet. All right. Trees Dawn mod, I'd go right over the top. But that didn't work out. I wasn't thinking about the tunnel being there. If these fat wheels become more of a pain in the ass than they're worth, I'll get rid of them for what I usually run. Oh, this truck does have snorkels. So no more flooding it out in the least little river crossing. This is the curvy road. That is a real bitch to run. Here's the one we want. I can knock these trees over. Don't need a mod for that. There's yet another railroad tunnel. And if I'm not mistaken, that would be the side we come out of. But they won't let us do anything cool like go through the tunnel. Wonder where that little trail goes. Oh, that's the end of this thing. See, if I had my Trees Dawn mod working and I wanted to get back here from up top, I'd go right behind this building and up and over the top of the mountain, right through all the trees and come out down there. It will turn very sharp with the rear steer, even though the steering angles aren't as good as the Kraz Chabors. I'm just going to call it Chabors or Kraz Chabors instead of saying new one and old one. As one is a Kraz and one is not. Oh, that's not it. Duh. Wish these were one log each. Suppose if I ran 2 trucks connected with a winch line, I could take 2 logs, 2 long logs at the same time. That'd be difficult with pulling the second truck behind a trailer. But that's one. Let's check out this turning radius. Well, would not miss that. But then it turns so tight that it's running the trailer over. After it wouldn't miss the other tree. That must have been a magnetic attraction thing. I know used to not be able to run cockpit view on this very well because of the snorkel. But I should check it out. The guy writes that he has all the gauges and whatnot working. They never functioned on the old truck, on the Kraz Chabors instead of the Chabors. It's got a trailer brake handle. The gauges are working. Nice. Nice. Come on, let me move the damn camera. There we go. I can see the road once in a while. Oh, the speedometer works. I took a second to peek down at it. Where's the road? Ah, there we go. 30 kph. I suppose it's in kilometers. Does not indicate. See, now I don't know where the road is. No, I don't really want to go down there. That brings me out up here. But, you know, I suppose it doesn't really matter. It's just from here to here versus going all the way around like this. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I couldn't even tell I was backing into that tree. Couldn't tell that the road went over the top there. Used to run around on these roads all the time when I was working this region. That was a long time ago. You get sliding on the asphalt and then those fat wheels just run you right into shit. I think I'm gonna see how the standard wheels work out. Well, I know how they work. I've used them all the time. And I don't recall them sliding so much on the asphalt. But we will check them out. That's what you do with a new truck, is check things out. See, here's the one with the points. You can run a Kung on here that has points plus haul logs, but the logs are very close to the Kung, and I didn't want to maybe have it start hitting on corners or something. So not doing that. 67-inch Jabor's U tire. On the Kraz Jabor's, it's a Ural tire. I suppose that's why it's U here. See that Kenny sitting right there? It'll turn past it. Huh. That's something the Kraz Jabors wouldn't do. You'd have to give it a backup. Come on, turn. Yeah, I'm not playing with this, having it roll away from me. That's how you do that shit. When a trailer wants to just keep rolling away. A trailer like that. Now this feels more normal to me, except for the rear steer. I think if you had a steering wheel, these trucks would be easier to drive than a stick on an Xbox controller. It's very hard to go a little bit with this tiny stick. I said tiny stick. S-T-I-C-K. You can see the snorkels right there. They just pop up out of the top of the cab. They're not modeled all the way through. And then the exhaust pipe, if you leave it stock, it gives you a heat shielded exhaust. If you try to put it on, if you try to purchase the heat shielded exhaust for $9, it doesn't do anything. It gives you no exhaust. So that's kind of weird. If you put the Kung on the truck, it gives you no exhaust, and you cannot run what they're calling a cabin protector. Can't have anything behind the cab. Although since the snorkels come up through the top of the cab, they stay there with the Kung. The maintenance frame, you can run the cabin protector with the maintenance frame because it starts back here. I feel like I need to talk loud because the engine is loud, but I really don't need to. This mic picks up my voice very well. Yeah, see, these wheels work just as well. It was doing a lot of spin in there, so I just let off the throttle to kill the spin, kill the wheel spin. Too bogged down to use high range. I forgot what I was gonna say. Doesn't matter. There are a lot more attachments you can do with this version of the Chibors. I found out there was a new one, a new Kraz Chibors, when I went, I missed the turn, so we're going to have to go up to this other one. A subscriber asked me what that truck was with the big crane and the saddle. You remember a couple episodes back, I was using it to tow the Kenny 12x12 back and forth through Covid Peninsula and Amandra. Well, that's where he saw it. So, you know, yeah, I told him it was the Kraz Chibors. And then I went on, Mod.io from the PC to get him a link to it, and discovered there was a new one. Not just an update to the Kraz Chibors, but a whole new Chibors. Whole new truck. So anyways, now you know about it, as much about it as I do. The rest I'm finding out as we go. And it does appear to work very well. These wheels work every bit as good as the big fat ones. And you have a little better clearance on the corners. I'm just going to catch this edge right here so we have more room to turn around. That's both of them for this place. I do like the rear steer. Look at that. Yeehaw. All right. Back to the log station. I think that's kind of crappy. There's only one log station for the entire map. I suppose if it was more convenient to go back to flooded foothills, we could do that, but that would be assuming we're near the northern gateway. And with the wait time for the gate, I doubt that it would be more convenient. Oops. This is where I got off track last time. I went straight across. And you can change the colors, obviously. It's not that shabby looking green that it has always been, that the other one still is. Steering's pretty controllable. Your steering, if you went and... Oh darn, there was a stop sign. If you went and downloaded this mod, your steering might not work as well as mine. But then again, maybe it would. Woo! Look at that, how I can run through the corners with these wheels. One little bump through all those corners. Can't do that with the fat wheels. I gotta try that when I'm not deep in muddy water. Excuse me. Headlights are about the same, looks like. They never were very bright. But in a minute here, we won't need them. I just want to get to where I'm going before I take my hands off the throttle. One more long lug. Longa lug. Oh, got playing around and see where we're going. West Camp needs 1. Then we'll have to make the long trip for 2. But it's not really that far when you consider most of it's paved road. We could shoot across the swamp and come up here and go that way instead of going back past the garage and all the way around this way for the long one. For this one, we do need to go back here and then up this way and around the end. And well, maybe we could go turn here and go in. Yeah, but I'll be right back. All right, let's see if we can get to West Camp. What was I doing? Back up past the garage. That's second or third left, whatever it ends up being. And then veer off as soon as we start getting up there. I'll look at the map again once we're up that far. Must have hit a stump or two and just bounced it over them. Fifth wheel still only mounts a high saddle, no low saddle. That was kind of disappointing, I have to admit. I was hoping with all the new add-ons and everything they've done to the truck that they would mount a low saddle for all the low saddle trailers that you could put on it. But then on the other hand, it sits way too high for a low saddle to make a low saddle effective. You would have to lower the suspension or put on some smaller wheels, and you can't change the wheel size. There's only 67-inch. Every wheel that it will mount are all 67-inch. In all fairness, these wheels don't handle the deep water as well as the big fatties do, but everything else is better. Look at it go through the corners. Look at it stay off of the telephone poles, the power poles. And it does have a medium log carrier that you can mount to the deck, which brings into play being able to pull 2 logs at a time, 2 mediums at a time when you hook up the medium log trailer. There's the first one. Oh, that's a right turn. Never mind. We'll turn the same place we did for the second delivery in the last one. I forget what it's called. But the turn is right here. Well, there's another one right there, and then the one we want. See, there's one right there below the cliff. And there's this one that goes above the cliff. And then right up ahead here should be the turn off. Like right there. The last job, we went right up in here somewhere. Yeah, it was this spot. Went in there first and then figured out we needed to go over here, but regardless, let's go. Drop this one and then head back for the first of the other 2. Stay on there. That works well. This is the only drop here. Now we go back. Well, I think it'll climb this hill. I think it will. Now 2 long runs. Once we get logs on the truck again. This thing is a pleasure to run, pleasure to drive, just like the Kraz Jaborz was or is. Has the same basic physics. Carrying a little too much speed for that. I'm running the high-speed gearbox, which is 8 gears, 8 speeds. Now again, if you go get this truck from Mod.io and you download it, you're not going to have the blistering speed that I do, but that's all I'm going to say about it. With the exception of some gearing and you're going to have the same truck. All right, 2 more. And there's one of them. Now, I remember saying that I would have to cross over to the other road. I would be flooding out the engine through here if not for those new snorkels. Thought it was gonna make it. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to make it, but with the rear steer, I thought it would go. There's a couple flies in here for the last week or so. Every time I sit down here, they're buzzing around my head or going down my shirt or one thing or another, and I went the wrong way, didn't I? This is down there in the center. Minor delay. We'll get going the right way. Looked like the truck hit the jackpot there. Still haven't had to repair it. Now this will go up the hill and back down to the warehouse. I remember this end up here used to have to go up there for concrete, and here's a trailer I left by the side of the road. Concrete and all sorts of rolls of steel and all sorts of shit. Up here at the other end. Cabins. There's the delivery. Just popped up on the screen. Slipping and sliding. These wheels don't have any ice numbers on the wheel, where the fat ones do. Something else you'll want to consider. What's up in here? You can go in one way and out the other. It goes all the way around. Either way you go, you have these big rocks to ramble over. Maybe I took the wrong way. I thought it just went around and you came out again, but it's not looking like that. So you don't have to go back this far. It's right there. Maybe we'll get to the other end of it up here. Or not. I gotta look. Because I could just be going totally the wrong frickin' way of course I am. Alright, we'll turn around and go back and we'll get on this road. You see how it goes all the way around? That's what I thought this did. But of course I was wrong. Because I haven't been in here for months and months and months. think I would learn the value of peeking at the map quick instead of going the wrong way, but I guess when you think you're going the right way, there isn't any reason to look. Oh, come on. All right. Yes. I basically was going the right way when I came off the road, but I didn't take this little split. Let's whip it around first. If I do have to back up, it'll be easier while it's still loaded. All right, cargo management. One of two. Let's see. When I get back to here, I can go over to here and get down in the swamp here and go full blast. Nah, it's gonna be quicker to stay on the road. I used to be able to make pretty quick work of running through that swamp when I could remember the good way to go through. But it's been too long. And you can't go straight through all the way. You run out of road without doing something else. Going up onto the tracks or something like that. Ice. I'm only in, what, third gear? Woo! Be nice if it wasn't so slick. I can see what my next job will be when I'm done recording. Ah, we're coming out of the ice. But it's still asphalt, which is slick by itself. I think the way it gets around is pretty cool. Now the Kraz Chabors does not have the same gearbox that this truck has. Best you can do on that truck is a 5-speed. Excuse me. Last one. Five individual trips with long logs. This is the last one. Running second with a loaded trailer. There are a couple new trailers you get with this mod. I think there's a semi-trailer, and then there's a long semi-trailer that's a box style, and then there's a container type trailer, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to be able to keep it in high gear on the corners. It's going to get too wild, too slick. Well, it's a keeper, folks. I like it. The big crane on this one does not have points. But there's no reason you couldn't run the Kung, which has points, and the high saddle. Now, left and then stay to the right. There we go. Had to itch my eyeball. It was itching. There we are. Last drop. Yay! Outstanding. Alright, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.